2, 1, bing. Broadcast is live. Hangout Conversations with me, or Matthew Rappaport. Hey everybody, we should be live. I'm going to do a little double check, and if you're watching on YouTube, you can fast forward during this part if you find it not as exciting as you wanted it to be, because I am doing a little test. We had some HOA, Hangouts on Air, a little interesting, there's some new stuff that popped out, and trying to just see if it works. So let me go my profile. Frank Rufy, Crystal Laser, thanks for wearing pants to the show. That's nice. Hey, Frank Rufy. I believe we're live. Let me just hit play. All right, yeah, we are live, and as you see, I look a little different. I look a little like a Mike Searle drawing. That's because, or portrait, or picture, or art, or all of the above, because that's exactly what you're seeing. Tonight's guest, his name is Mike Searle, and his last name does rhyme with girl, but he's nothing like a girl, except he's a sensitive dude, and not that men aren't sensitive. And now that I'm digging a hole, you can't even see my face. You did a lovely job. Thanks for being patient, and enjoy the show. Live from New York and Missouri, it's Hangout Conversations with me, Matthew Rappaport. Hey, everybody! Thanks for coming. Thanks for being here. It's a pleasure to have you back. This is episode number 30. Yes, 30 episodes of Hangout Conversations. And my wonderful guest coming up, Mike Searle. It's awesome to have him here. He's been on the show before. Now he will get the full Matt Rappaport interrogation of me conversation, and it'll be a lot of fun. Thanks for joining us. If you're on YouTube, thanks to subscribe if you want to. I know Lamar Wilson and all those people, and E equals MC, Sean Way, William Johnson, Bean, whatever. They all do those crazy things. This is a Hangout show. It's on coming to you live from Google+. You just found us on Hangouts on Air, on the Hangouts page, Hangouts to watch. We're on every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern or so, give or take 20 to 50 minutes, less, and 5 p.m. Pacific. That was a joke. My name is Matt Rappaport. Welcome. I can't believe we've done 30 episodes, 30 awesome episodes of all you hangouters out there. And thank you. I appreciate it. You know, I like to do a little celebration dance, a little, you know, I don't dance like you think. Sweet. Now new on Google+, what's new? Besides the new design, now instead of just 10 people to add you, you get a couple of notifications that say 5, 6, 7, and it says like plus 20 more people or 40 more people. I'm not totally sure if it's a running total or what the ultimate goal is with that, but it's an interesting change. We'll see what happens with that. As well as the iPhone, which has now a notification that says, Mike Searle said you are a cool dude. He didn't actually say that, by the way. And before you just say Mike Searle just sent you a comment or commented. So that's different. I was told by Mike Corbett, another Mike, who's been on Conversations Plus, that Androids have that for quite some time. So, okay, awesome. So we'll see if there are any other new changes you want to talk about. Type it in the comments below. Anything else that's going on? I heard with Mr. Peter McDermott, Hangouts in real life. He was here 2 days. He's been here a couple of days. Saw him 2 days ago, 2 nights ago. We had a good time, so thanks, Peter, for that. And we were able to not have hangovers, hopefully, and we had fun. Last week's guest, Scott Detweiler, concept portrait photographer. His episode is now up on hangoutconversations.com and YouTube /Hangout Conversations, as well as Conversations Plus, as well as the most recent Plustainment show. I do that show on Mondays with Jane Ellen, Matt Makowski, and we had Paulie Tent was on. It was quite a shocker with his stop by, so you can check that out as well. But let's get to tonight's guests. I know you're all excited. You're all like, Rappaport, shut up and get the Searle on the road. Tonight's guest is no stranger to the beard, to art, nor the show. He is, in fact, he faked you all out back in October. If you remember, Byron Rempel was supposed to be our guest, but we started with Mike, and he comes all the way from Missouri. He enjoys art. He's a fan of art. Making art along with actual people. He is a people person. He has a lovely family as well, I imagine. No, he does, except for when he forgets the cookies. What? Hi, Mrs. Searle. Which I think is a huge reason he captures us all so well in his work. He's the lovable, He's the 5 golden rings man. He's the shiny Plustastic Mike Searle, everybody. Oh my God, there he is, Mike Searle. We told each other we were both going to wear blue. And you know what, the funniest thing is, I saw that he was wearing blue. When I grabbed the shirt, I wasn't even thinking, oh, he's wearing blue. I better, let me open it up and get some black in there. But how are you, Mike? Welcome to Hangout Conversations. I can't hear you. For some reason, I can't hear you. I can hear you now. You can hear you now? Yes.
Yes.
Weird.
Yay.
There he is, Mike Searle. Mike, it's like me and you are like in a either Grease or a Quentin Tarantino movie. I don't know. We're gonna go bowling later and kill some people. What? At the same time?
That never happened.
That never happens ever. So how are you? Welcome back to Hangout Conversations. Thanks for bearing with me.
Yeah.
Let me be a floating head, maybe. No, I'll leave it alone. So the drawing that was at the top of the show was me, and I don't think you did it well on the show. You did it aside. I think you did it while we were in a hangout, though. So if you want to talk a little bit about why you decided to show off how hot I was to the world.
Well, mostly, I mean, there was a lot of reasons, but mostly it came down to the fact that after, several months of just you whining and complaining and going on and on about it, I just couldn't take it anymore. And so, oh wait,
Mike,
no, that wasn't you.
Mike Searle always giving the good. Oh, that was me. What?
That was
me.
Sorry.
Why don't you draw me? Why can't you draw me? You'll never draw me. You always draw the chicks, and you go over there. You draw the boobies and the butts and the tall people and the Laura Lee Littleworths in the world. What?
No, yeah, I just, I like to draw lots of people, and you're certainly a notable personality in the space.
Oh,
and,
that's kind of you to say.
So
you call me a personality. That's,
yeah,
I appreciate that. You're a personality. You're quite the character. I see that since last time, you've kind of more goatee. You used to have a full beard.
Yeah,
you decided to go to the goatee.
I spend a lot of time outside. And during the winter, it's just too cold. You gotta grow that stuff out and get it really big and bushy, and have stuff stuck in it, and it just keeps you warm and toasty. And it's like living. It's like having your face in its own personal sleeping bag. So it's great and all during the winter, but when it starts to warm up, you just can't deal with that, and it's time to lose it then.
Yeah, well, you did a good job, and you did not send me I know everyone wants to see it. You didn't send me the remnants of your hair like Byron Rempel did, but
I thought about it. I thought about it.
Did you really?
I gave it thought, and I went to go get my hair cut.
And your wife saw. You're like, here's a bag for my hair.
Put it in this bag for me. I'm gonna save it. Mail it.
You're like, Mom, dust it up, and can you just dump it in with this bag?
Yeah. I don't want anybody else's hair in there, just mine.
What if it mixes?
Yeah. Well, then I think
that would be crazy.
Yeah.
Sean Martin is watching, and he says, "Good to see you getting attention. This kind of attention. What kind is this positive attention for you, Mike? I'm not sure being on my show.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know if I give the Rappaport bump has the same meaning in it as ouch. It's a Colbert bump, but
yeah, it's a Colbert bump. I think this is good. They say that what does they say? I don't know. They say something, and it probably doesn't have anything to do with this, but they
say lots of things.
They say lots of things. This is. I think this is good attention.
You say it's positive attention.
And hanging out with you is always fun. It's always a blast. So yeah, this is good. This is good.
Awesome. Tim Clare is watching. He reshared our stuff, and he had some kind of crazy announcements going on. He's got on air now. He's streaming and jumping on and loving it.
Yeah, yeah. I'll give a plug for Tim because he's getting ready to go cross country, and he's going to do a bunch of bike riding. And he's going to be starting a Kickstarter. And he's donating 10% of what he gets to a scholarship fund. So if you've got a little bit of change, you can maybe help him out, I'm sure he'd appreciate it.
Awesome. Yeah, that'd be really great to help him out. And Kickstarter is quite a phenomenon even before Google Plus. But it's interesting that some people out there. I mean, everyone can say it's all positive, but I've seen people use it for positive and I guess kind of negative. Although it's interesting to see like sometimes everyone has their ideas of what causes are good or bad, and so someone what is a weird cause to you might be awesome to someone else. So it's it's everyone's money, but. I don't know. I mean, it'd be great to see money go towards people doing really cool stuff with art and projects and broadcasts and films and all that stuff. But I've seen a lot of people be more successful to get money to go on trips. So I don't know. And I know Tim's going on a trip, but he's going to be probably doing portraits and he's going to be, making a book of it the whole trip. I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
So, well, I don't know. I mean, what do you think of the whole Kickstarter phenomenon in general and the whole, Indiegogo Kickstarter versus just PayPal and trying to get people to send it to you directly? Or, I mean, what do you think?
I think it's great. It's great because, I mean, there's nothing stopping anybody from just putting up a post on Bookface or Twitter and asking for people to donate, money to them so they can do whatever. And that's fine, but if you do that, unless your idea is just out of this world, great, or you're some kind of celebrity, frankly, your reach is probably going to be fairly limited. But I mean, if you put something up on Kickstarter or Indiegogo or any of those services, then you're allowing people a chance to find something organically. They might go there and look for projects that interest them, and they come across yours, and they're like, oh, that's something I can get behind. So I'm definitely for them, and I think they've allowed a lot of people an opportunity to do something that maybe they just couldn't have done on their own, Yeah.
No, I agree. And, I mean, it's all worthy. The only thing with me is with Kickstarter is that you can bust your butt and raise a percentage and not get close to them. And some people can make up the rest of their percentage, whatever's left over, but not everyone can do that. So, I guess it's tricky trying to figure out what the goal is. And because the amount of money that you need versus the amount of money you think you can raise are not the same thing, and you're like, all right, I really need this much money, but I don't think I can only raise this much money, and I don't know. It's all luck in the end, for sure. But Mike, last time you were here, back in October, it seems like yesterday, but October, Halloween area. So I'm not going to count the months, but it's got to be October to what, April or May? It's got to be almost 6 months, right?
It's like 5 years.
5 years, yeah, something like that. October, back in time. And so back then we were doing a little bit of live stream. We were over on we had a chat room. Now it's changed. Everything. A lot of things have changed. Some things have stayed the same. Hangouts have definitely evolved. I believe we were on Hangouts with extras during that show. So
yeah, I think so.
So we definitely changed.
I remember the stream of people along the side, and it's just so weird not having anybody over there. I feel like I should be able to look over and there's people and there's no people, and it's it's weird.
You can look right into your eyes, Mike.
Yeah.
Didn't work. Yeah. Oh. We could just talk to each other the whole show like this and just be like, hey, yeah, I agree with that point. Yeah, that's true. And everyone's like, we're watching the big screen Rappaport. We're not. It's like, what? Yeah, I'm talking to me. Cool. So you do have a family. I mentioned you have a beautiful 2-year-old daughter, and she must keep you pretty busy running around.
She does.
Sure.
She is definitely a handful. Love her to death, of course. And I have to spend most of my days at the office. So of course, when I come home, she's always one of the first things that I'm excited to get to spend time with, and of course my wife too. And yeah, honey, I love you. If you see this, very much. And the dozen.
But you're not my kid. What? Oh, wait, you have my kid. I'm sorry. Wait. Hole. You want a cookie?
Yeah.
That works. Cool.
Yeah. Definitely.
So most people know you portrait. You would you say you focus on portraits pretty much, and you do more real life work? You like to draw people who need people.
Yeah. I mean, definitely, I like to draw people in particular. I do tend towards doing a lot of portraits fairly often, especially in the context of doing something like in a hangout or on the spur of the moment. It's a lot faster to do a portrait. And frankly, I mean, if I wanted to draw somebody in a hangout, most people don't have the camera pointed at their whole body. You know, they just, you know, it's their face and shoulders, and that's it.
Oh, are you asking me to?
Yeah. You have the pants on?
That's a mystery. We'll answer that question. We will answer that question in Conversations Plus. You'll have to stick around for that. But,
to be determined. But yeah, I like drawing people, and I like doing just interesting illustrations and design work, and pretty much anything that comes to mind.
And so how many people from Google Plus would you say you've drawn now? Do you have an exact number or an estimate?
So far, I think the number is 98. I think it's 98. So
98 since July-ish?
Since July-ish.
Yeah.
I don't remember the date I got on here. It was early
Right.
July. But, yeah. And that's actually pretty cool when you think about it. Is there's, you know, nearly 100 people. And who knows, maybe even tonight, might even hit 100.
That would be awesome. I mean, I'm not going to, no pressure. I know you only have so much time, but.
Yeah. But, it's very cool to be able to say, hey, you know, in, you know, the last 9 months, you know, I've had the opportunity to draw nearly 100 people, you know, on top of anything else I'm doing, and that's very, very cool.
Yeah, I'm going to avoid the obvious sex joke there and go right to the fact that, yeah, the culture. Yeah. The culture, the art culture here on Google Plus, it's been there since the beginning. Photography's big, but drawing people and drawing, well, especially drawing people, but other stuff too. Google Plus stuff, Aaron Wood likes to do that, and even Tim Clary did a little wall. I called it, someone asked me what the medium was, and I said the wall, and he thought, I don't know, he's like, Rappaport. That is, like, anyway. But, so the art world is pretty cool. I mean, I think I've been in Hangouts where everyone was someone that drew, and we've done some draw-a-thon, like in Conversations Plus, maybe one time today where I just asked people to draw stuff, and everyone draws stuff except Mike draws, like, words. Like,
yeah.
is this good enough for you?
I cheat.
You cheater. But so the culture, so you've discovered a lot of artists. I mean, there's a core group of artists. There's Plustastic, and that's a group of people. I don't know. Aaron Wood still is knocking on your wooden door to get in, but maybe you'll let him in one day. He's crying.
Yeah.
But well, yeah. I mean, that's obvious. He freaks out even when everything is good.
We love you, Aaron.
Well, most of us anyway, or majority of the time. Aaron was probably busy watching Game of Thrones or something like that. But hey, Bruce Gobbins is here. Hey, Keith says nice to see you.
Hey, Bruce.
One old Mike Searle, he's right on. Hey, nice to see Bruce. Yeah, so talk about the culture. Talk about how it's changed things for you, your perspective, and maybe the inspiration and the encouragement, or the opposite. You know, especially from the Aaron Wood guy.
Well, definitely. Yeah, there is this very strong artistic culture on here, specifically on Google Plus, and it's, you know, it's not just limited to people that paint or people that take photographs or, you know, people that sculpt or draw. I mean, it's very across the board. There's this very creative culture, and I'm not sure if that's because the layout of the user interface is, you know, lends itself well to displaying, you know, artwork, or if it's just something that, you know, a bunch of creative people kind of got here, and when other people realized it, they followed along. But, I mean, whatever the reason is, I definitely think it's a great thing. Having that kind of culture here is certainly is very attractive, to be able to know that not only is there a place here where you can come and get, you know, fairly decent exposure for the work that you do, but there's also really great sources of inspiration to do more of it. Mm-hmm. I know, you know, before I was on here, it was, you know, not as much as I would like that I was, you know, creating artwork. And since I've been on here, it's been frequent. You know, it's usually, you know, at least one thing a week, if not several, and that's really allowed me to just get a lot more practice and, you know, try to be more prolific and up my output quite a bit. And so that's, I think, no matter what kind of artist you are, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're, you know, taking pictures and you're, you know, professional level photographer, or if you're just kind of starting out with painting or drawing or something, to have that kind of inspiration to keep you motivated and keep you doing it is a good thing, and it's good for everybody, you know.
Yeah, no, I stopped for a second because I wanted to make sure we were live, because I, you know, especially after that first time, because I don't see. If you are watching, just leave a comment saying, yeah, you guys are live and you guys are kicking and smoking, and because the way it works is that I can see it, Mike. If you want to play and mute yourself or not, I mean, because I can see it all the time, but so just making sure. But yeah, it's quite a culture, quite an interesting group has formed, and it's interesting to see new people jump in. I met a new guitar player or singer on Billy Wilson's show, and you know, and all these different shows popping up and broadcasts, and pretty much everyone was like, all right. When I started out back in the old days, back in September, you know, it was just kind of like me and then the longest hangout and Cam Meadows doing hangout party, and we were all chugging along, and I would just do what I could, and we would, you know, post about it, and most of it would be in the chat room for the most part, and people would watch over there. But I like the idea. I was waiting for it because I like the idea of being on Plus and having my full audience, and not having to go somewhere else, because, you know, to get people to do that, to go to a website,
right?
You know, it's a big deal. But when it's right in front of them, it's like, oh, all right. And now there's a page, and now you can go check it out on the page. And yeah, now it's like, oh, there it is, and now it's in front of all of Google Plus. And there they are. We are right between someone testing his USB microphone and someone's in an NFL draft hangout, which is tonight, I guess. So that's interesting.
That's good.
And they must be having a Google Plus type hangout. I see David Bennett's hanging out with Eric Rice and Billy Wilson, and I don't know, hangout shows, lots of hangouts. Hangouts are exploding with this new design. So, you know, me and you are kind of old school hangouters and hanging out since the beginning. So what do you think about all the new changes and hangout explosions, and what is it? How has it changed your experience at all since the change? Or
overall, I really like the new user interface. I think that it makes a lot of stuff more intuitive. Definitely, as far as the Hangouts, giving them their own section in the user interface, I think is great, because that really is a big selling point for Google+. And so there's really no reason not to put it out front where people can see it and use it and get familiar with it right away as soon as they join the service. So I like that. I like that you can just go to one page and you can see virtually everything that's available to you. And of course, there are a number of additional extensions you can install if you want to see more. But as far as other things about the new user interface, I'm actually disappointed that if I click on the photos icon, I can't I can't see photos from my circles. And as a creative visual person, that was something that I liked to do. I could click that that one spot and kind of catch up for the whole day in a short period of time on anything I'd missed and comment on anything that looked neat. And even though it's not an update from the most recent update, guys, really, please bring back the incoming stream. I mean,
I'm not the day, but
I know that not everybody used it. I know it was in a weird spot. Maybe it was named weird, but you know what? It had a function that worked, and you can go into your circles and click on people you haven't circled yet, but that doesn't show you their posts. Right? No.
And I will agree, like I've maxed out, so now I can't really, it's hard. If you max out, most people might not max out, but I either max out, or I try to delete people that are inactive, or I don't, or maybe they don't speak the same language that I can understand the content, and I want to put someone in that I can understand. And don't get me wrong, I follow a lot of international people too, but it does take up space, and they put like have you ever gotten like an error that says a limit or something? You ever seen anything like that? You try to follow someone, or did it work?
I have not gotten anything like that.
Oh.
I'm nowhere near the limit right now.
Okay.
I'm pretty selective about who I follow, and there's a lot of people on here that I've interacted with, and periodically I'm like, why haven't I circled this person? And I add them, but by and large, I don't usually circle people on a whim. It's it's after I've talked to them either in a hangout or interacted with them on some posts or seen their posts that I thought was really good or really informative, and I'm like, well, this is somebody I want to see more from, and I do, I don't think most people want to admit it, but I do have sort of a like a testing circle that I'll put people in there and temporarily to see if there's somebody that I want to see more from, and and a lot of them are, and I'm like, great, and I add them to another circle, and if not, then write better posts. That's all.
Do better than you did today, is what you're saying.
Be a better person, and then people will follow you.
Do better.
You're just not a good enough person. So that's how that works. But yeah, and they say, I don't remember what it is, but supposedly they do a lot. There's this concept that you can only have and maintain any kind of significant relationships with something like 150 or 250 people, and beyond that, you just can't keep track of people. You've maxed out.
Right. So that's an interesting thing. I would actually to disprove that theory, I would actually have to go and count. And so never actually counted. I would imagine I've definitely interacted with more than that. As far as who I feel like I have some kind of relationship, whether it's tiny, whether it's no longer, or whatever the case may be, but New York City Hurl alone, which you did some great art for, and hopefully we're gonna look through some of your art, and because you do photographies, and do a lot of people know you do that kind of photography art, because you don't do it as much, right? Or that was specifically for the Hurl?
Well, that was definitely specifically for the Hurl. And yeah, I don't do it as much because that is more of a graphic design thing, and I love graphic design and I do it, but I've always considered myself primarily an illustrator. But yeah, I was super pleased with how it came out, because so many people were like, oh, it looks great, it's so representative of New York and the culture, and so I was really, really pleased with the response that I got from that. You're in New York. What did you think?
Yeah, no, people loved the art that you did, and they loved the way it represented it. I know I talked to you a little bit about it. I actually went to Mike and said, Mike, we need. You had already made a really great apple on your own. I was like, we need more. We get the concert. Right. And you came through, and the subway was great. And people had a great time, and they all wish you were there, of course, and I know you did. We all wish we could be at all these different hurls and all around the world. Just someone decided those things cost money, which is not fair, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. But for sure, I think if everyone right now that's watching just looks at your Gtalk list, and everyone on your Gtalk list, if you look at it and say, the chances of you knowing anyone on that Gtalk list before you join Google Plus, I'm guessing, unless you're new or whatever, is pretty slim. So if I look, G plus Gtalk. If I look at it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So there's 15. I guess everyone has 15. So those 15 people right off the bat, I would say I have relationships with. But if I was to go into my actual circles, not that I need to do that, but we can, if everyone wants to too, I mean, I put like they do relevance and all that, but for sure, I feel like let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's see, 35. What is it? 7 across. 2. Yeah, no, it's definitely. I'm going down. Yeah. Oh, it could be in the hundreds. It could very well be. I can't say that I have a relationship with 5,000 people, but
Right.
you know, there are lots of people where I've had interactions with here and there and multiple times. Maybe not in a hangout. So there are different levels for sure of what the relationships are.
Absolutely.
But I definitely think there is a sense of meeting a lot of people, knowing a lot of people. But again, there's only so much time in the day for your own life and Plus and everything. And even if you were to make Plus your every minute of every day for the rest of your life, it would still be tough. And I think a lot of us are probably close to doing that, whether that's sad or awesome. I don't know. It depends on who you are. What G Plus achievement unlocked? Life closed down, or many would say life opened up. I don't know, but
depends on how you look at it. Yeah,
for sure. But yeah, it's amazing. You know, everyone comes, and I mean perception to me. But if you've asked, what have I learned about Google Plus, myself, and about life, and about people, and I know you're a people person. And we'll get more into your art. And everyone's watching like, we want to see drawings, man. We want to see art, man. Yeah, well, the old Conversations Plus will draw you. And anyway, so all this time since the beginning, we've met people. Hangouts have been a big help. And for me, it's always been about perception, especially with Hurley. You could actually meet someone in real life versus hang out with them on the computer. And the Hangouts definitely give you a better idea of what that would be. They're 3D, and then there's different physical shapes, that people might seem taller, shorter, bigger, smaller, whatever the case may be, smell better than they do, stuff like that, because we can smell each other. It's a big issue in Hangouts. There's a Hangout smell.
And I think it's interesting you bring that up because, I mean, it's not like there's never been anything stopping people from going out and meeting strangers before, so it's not like this is a new concept of doing a hurl but you know what I think it is, honestly? I mean, other social networks, people have met each other, maybe even gotten to know each other a little bit, and decided to meet. And that's not weird. And people have even coined terms for it on
meetups.
Yeah.
There's a meetup.com.
Yeah, exactly. But I think what Google Plus has that lends itself really well to that is the fact that you can not just interact with somebody in text, you can do it face-to-face. You can spend an hour or two or, 10 or whatever hanging out with them, and it's almost like you're literally in the same room. And I think because you're able to do that, the degree or the strength of people's relationships increases a lot more quickly. I mean, you're in New York anyway, but I mean, you attended the New York Hurl and met a lot of people that, frankly, as little as a month or two, or definitely 9 months prior to the event, you'd never heard of, you'd never talked to, and the concept of meeting somebody that you've only known for 2 or 3 months like that, it's kind of foreign, but it's different. You've been talking to them face to face for weeks, and and you spend a lot of time interacting with them like that.
Right, on different levels, yeah, different. I mean, and you could tell when in New York. Some people jump around and some people they get comfortable with people and they like to hang out with those people. You could tell in New York there were little cliques, not but everyone was pretty welcoming of each other. But you could tell there were people that were closer, and some of that had to do with age, I think. So which might be part of it, and what they've been through. Thanks, Bruce. We said we are live, of course. Bruce is there. He's great.
Thank you, Bruce, our unofficial producer.
Unofficial exec over there. Going checking up on the Google Plus team, making sure that they're not screwing us. What? Why would they do that? Not on purpose, of course. They love it. But the idea, though, my point is the idea that when you get on here, not to you don't know them. Okay, back to what you were saying. Sorry, before I get to that point, is that the idea of meeting people in real life, strangers. There's something about the internet. It's safe, and you can, if you go up to a person, especially even the opposite sex, it works both ways. The idea that it doesn't matter, what happens, is the reason why I think people feel more safe, and people are much more willing to interact with you if you go up to them at a bar, or if you go up to them in a restaurant or the gym or anywhere else. They might think you're weird. They might roll their eyes at you. They might not answer your question. And they might then go home, jump on Plus, and then talk to all these other random strangers that live nowhere near them. Right. Get that one person or here or there. And, so it's interesting to see that. That is that part of the culture where, it's acceptable to, it's like, can you imagine in high school, we had this in high school, and that girl that was so amazing, they would never talk to us. We happened to, like, see her in a hangout, and then she talked to us, but she would never talk to us in high school. But that kind of thing is kind of cool, and maybe that's positive and negative. What?
I said that's never happened to me.
Oh, well, not to you. You've always had the women since whatever, but.
It's rough, and I try to be tactful with them.
Right.
I don't want to be breaking hearts or hurting feelings, but the reality is, as much as I want to, I can't be with you all the time.
Right.
You're in my thoughts, and I love you deeply. I really do.
Literally, you love them deep.
Yes.
So that's always nice. Your wife would appreciate that. Hi, wife.
Yeah.
No, I love it too.
This isn't being recorded, is it?
No, this is not on YouTube. We are not live on Google Plus. This is just a little conversation me and you were having. This is like a regular hangout. Yes, all that was live.
More vodka.
More water vodka. I have a big thing. This is not water. All right. That's good. Yeah, but that whole thing where you think there's sometimes, a lot of times you think you know someone, and a lot of people turn out to be who they are, and then there are people that don't, and sometimes that's good, but then there's sometimes that's bad. And so that was interesting, because then you're now with them in real life, and it's not just you and them sitting in a room. You're now like with them at a restaurant, you're with them at a hotel, you're with them here, there, everywhere.
It's like a social situation, and the dynamic is different because you can't just click exit if you're tired of them.
Exactly. You can walk out, you can walk away, but so, if somebody gets all hissy-pissy in the middle of a restaurant while you're chewing into your food versus somebody getting hissy-pissy in a hangout, it's a lot different to deal with. And those of you out there are like, but I'm not trying to scare you. I mean, there are a lot of people that don't get hissy-pissy. Probably shouldn't use that word, hissy-pissy. I've never. But it was funny. Seeing Peter McDermott a couple nights ago, I had met him before, but I hadn't seen him since February. And I literally sat down next to him and said, I'm looking at him, I'm like, thinking, what's different? And I'm like, it's that there's no box around your face. That's what I said. I'm looking at you. It's like I can touch. It's that idea. I didn't touch him that much, which he appreciated.
Not that much.
But, right. But you actually, did you meet Sarah Hill? You live near her, right? Or
we haven't met outside of a hangout. I do live fairly close. She's probably about 3 hours from me, maybe 2.5. And I keep thinking, one of these days I'm just going to get in the car and I'm going to drive out to Columbia and say hi. But I think they call that stalking. So
she knows who you are, though. It's not that bad. That's what we're talking about. A girl in high school, now you can actually go up to her house and be like, hey, remember we hung out for like 10 hours. Yeah, get away from me. What?
Yeah. That's happened before. But,
not for me.
Yeah. Well, and I definitely, I think it'd be cool to do that sometime, and there may be an opportunity to do that at some point when the timing's better. So, it's one of those things when the time's right, that'll happen.
Yeah.
Just like I assume at some point I'll probably find my way to New York, and when I'm there, I'll come find you, and you won't like it. I mean, and we'll...
I will love it. Shut up, Mike Searle. P.E. Sharp or Elaine, she said she was number 98, and she enjoys that she was number 98.
I was so excited, actually, to get to draw Elaine, because, I mean, she's such a cool person to hang out with, and you know, I'm always, I mean, I love art, and I don't think of myself as like an artsy person, you know. As much as I like to do it and I love to see it, I mean, it's not like I have you know, any kind of degree in art or anything like that. And so, you know, whenever I hang out with her, I always feel like, man, she's so smart. I'll bet you can draw the crap out of something.
How much does she pay you?
A lot.
That's a lot of it, right? Yeah, I hung out with her earlier today.
You can make the check out to Mike Searle.
Or Cash, my friend Cash.
Awesome.
John Cash.
But yeah, no, I was really pleased to do that, because she's definitely been a regular on here for a good while now, and so it was cool to get the opportunity to do that, kind of just on the spur of the moment, you know. So it was cool. It was good. Yeah,
no, and it looked really good. And all your drawings look pretty good. Do you have a favorite? Do you want to pull some up and go through a few of them now?
Yeah, I can do that. Let's see.
You know, it'd be cool. It'd be cool. I'm trying to get the one thread. If as you pull them up, I mean, it's pretty obvious to tell who they are. But if you guys that are watching can actually guess, just tag who you think it is, and we'll give it like a minute or two before we actually say. We'll just talk about
we can do that.
That'd be cool.
All right. So I will start pulling some up, and
pull them up. That sounds bad.
Okay. So let's
like butter here on Hangout Conversations.
All right, so there's one.
All right, let's let it focus. Come on, focus. There we go. Yeah, so you know, and I've talked to you about this before. Hair is a big thing. Hair is probably the hardest thing to do, you would say?
I mean, I think it's different for everybody. I mean, for me, I don't usually feel like I have trouble with hair. I think, if anything, I have trouble with hands.
Okay.
And I think probably most artists would say that. I mean, any body part that has lots of moving parts is a challenge to draw or paint or sculpt or whatever. But, yeah, I've never felt like I had any particular problem with hair, really. You know? So do people want to guess who this is?
Yeah, you should guess who this is. I am using the comment tracker, but I'm going to refresh post to see. So who do you think that is? It should be pretty obvious. Tim Clare is going to start trolling all these damn posts, because there's probably a lot of them. Some of them work better than others. But, yeah, I mean, let us know who it is. I'm not going to share, but I'm not sure. Mike Searle is sneaky like that. He's part ninja.
I am.
There we go. Crystal Laser. Oh, WTF. Yeah, so I'm trying to keep up with the comments. Well, Tim, there's a lot of these posts because we had originally posted a couple posts, and then that broadcast didn't seem to pan out, so then I had to redo it, and then, so that kind of, that's one of the drawbacks of having to start over, that there's multiple things, and you guys are already talking on one. I don't want to get rid of it, but, yeah. P.E. Sharp guessed correctly. It's Eileen Young, or Dolidh Young. Does she go by Eileen too, or I made that up and it's really Dolly?
You know, she goes by Dolly as far as I know.
Did I make that up with the Eileen thing?
No, okay. She's got profiles where she goes by the name Eileen, and I don't know if that's like a stage name or if it's just that she uses that for other stuff or what exactly. But yeah.
Yeah, that's who it is. That's correct, right, Mike?
So should I pull up another one then?
Yeah, but before you pull up another one, I was just gonna ask real quick. So how do you decide? Tim got it too. Hey Tim, good job. How do you decide? Like, is clothing hard because is that literally that's what she was kind of wearing when you drew her?
Well, this is exactly what she was wearing when I was drawing her.
Okay.
I think it was a T-shirt. You know, when I'm drawing, I'm not usually thinking about capturing like the specific identity of like an article of clothing or something like that. I'm more thinking about capturing things like, yeah, shapes and volumes and space and shadows, and if I do it and I get it right, then when you look at it, your mind just kind of fills in the rest.
Right.
You know? And I don't need to get super specific about stuff because your brain can figure it out on its own.
Right. And so is it, I mean, you did draw Laura and she posted, you did her whole entire body. Is it, is doing the whole, like, because when you do a whole body like that, do you spend less time on the face or just as much time?
I would say definitely I spent just as much time as on the face, probably longer than usual because, you know, I wanted it to be really great. But certainly when you're doing a piece that's particularly large and it's full body, you know, pretty much you're guaranteed to spend overall more time on the body than you do on the face just because it's bigger, you know.
Right. And drawing things like breast and butt and vagina, I mean, that's, or penis if you, I don't know if you've done that, but that's got to be pretty, especially actually physically drawing a portrait of that has to be pretty tough. To get it right, you know? I mean,
you know, I think it depends. A lot of it depends. I mean, to be frank, here I'm gonna pull this down so you.
Yeah. Go into the next one or pull what you need to.
I think a lot of it depends on, you know, your subject matter. I mean, I'm a firm believer that, you know, everybody is a beautiful person in one way or another. But I think everybody can agree that some people are beautiful to greater degrees. And so, yeah, physically. So, I mean, sometimes, you know, you can draw somebody and you can make anybody look good. I mean, you really can. And you know, it has to do with body language and facial expression and lighting and so many different things, you know, but you know, if you're drawing somebody that's, you know, or painting or whatever, if you're capturing somebody that's, you know, especially attractive or charismatic or you know, what have you,
the glow,
it's going to be easier. It's going to be easier. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Yeah. I mean, is there anyone that you've drawn that didn't really, I mean, pretty much everyone you drew had some kind of personality to them that was out there enough?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, like, I'll pull up another one.
Let's keep going, yeah. And if they don't guess quick, that's fine. We'll just, they all know who they are. Those people on the internet don't necessarily know, oh, okay. I think I know who that is, but.
So, I don't know. Hopefully people are able to guess who this is. I'm sure a number of people will be able to. And this person, I enjoy hanging out with them because they have a very bold personality, you know, very in your face, and I think that comes through in the picture, you know.
Now, how did you I mean, that's probably why he was leaning like that, but how did you decide to cover his mouth, or that was a choice because you wanted to show him doing that, or did you not want to draw his mouth?
I'm not good at drawing mouths. You found me out. I'm no good with mouths.
I got a good mouth. I got a pretty mouth. I just don't like drawing other ones.
That's what she said. No, actually, I like to draw people in just normal poses. I mean, just anything you would happen to do while you were just sitting there chilling out, having a conversation with somebody. I like to be able to do that. And so if I'm drawing somebody, and, you know, a lot of times it's in a hangout, I'll kind of make a mental image of how they look at a specific moment, and I'll try to capture that, you know. And, you know, in this case, I think it comes out really well. You know, it's different. It's not a regular, just straight-on profile. There's some interest to it, you know. It's a little more dynamic, I think.
Yeah, no, I mean, all your stuff is great. Have you ever done one of these, you try and do it in color, or I mean, that's not your style, but have you ever done that to try it? The heck of it.
I've done pieces in color occasionally. It's not like it's something I can't do, but it's something that I really like the challenge of trying to capture somebody with only 2 colors. And if you do it right, I really like the dynamic nature of how it comes out, where it's bold, it's in your face. I mean, there's really not any room for hiding mistakes or anything like that. It's just, it is what it is. And I like that, you know. So, are we done letting people guess on this one?
Yeah, no, go ahead. I mean, I don't think it's, well, at first I thought it was Boris, but that seems wrong to me.
Should I say, or do we?
I'm trying to give us the guesses. What are the guesses? Yeah, someone else thought it was Boris too. Is it not Boris?
It is Boris.
Right? It is Boris. Oh, it is Boris. Okay, good. Boris, yeah. But it does look like it could be. I could have sworn there was a Tony. I don't know if it was Tony Rouse or another Tony that it looks a little. Well, but there was another Tony or another guy that it looks like. But I mean, but Boris is my first thought.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well,
it's pretty good. It's more about the eyes and the eyebrows. The hair, I don't know. I mean, you might have given him more hair than he had. No, I'm just kidding. What are you talking about? That is my hair. I hung out with Boris a bunch of times in real life.
I may have given him a bit, you know, I may have been generous in that area.
Yeah, and some people like to say that you make people look even, like the best that they could be and even hotter than they are, and not true with mine because that's totally me, but for everyone else, what? Do you feel like, do you purposely just try to make them look as, like what they would look like if they were like tip-top, best everything? Is that what you're going for?
No, not really.
Okay.
I usually just try to capture people exactly how they look at the moment. I mean, I may make minor adjustments, so, you know, if somebody's not smiling, I might make them smiling in the picture, just for the sake of having it be a little bit more engaging. But by and large, no. I just try to capture people however they happen to look at the moment, and I think that that's a lot more real and authentic, you know. So we'll pull up. How about we'll do one more. What do you think about it?
All right, pull up a few more. Yeah. One or two more. Yeah. I know we want to wrap up the Conversations Plus and get you guys in here to talk to Mike.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be
great. That would be exquisite.
Exquisite.
Exquisite. Oh.
Here's a good one.
Oh. Go. Hey, Bronwyn and Stephen Smith. Stephen says you're also accomplished master.
What's he say?
I'm sorry. Stephen Smith said you're a very accomplished masturbationist. Oh,
wow.
Man.
Well,
just the fact that, and maybe he just meant he's saying that he's talking artistically in the way that you do your projects is what he meant, right? Or just that you like to do that. But Bronwyn, hey, you missed a little bit. You missed it all. You missed the brilliance of me and Searle and everything you said.
It's all over. I mean, it's pretty much downhill from here on out. So if you're still watching, I mean, you can really save yourself some grief. Go eat a Hot Pocket. And
not that you eat whatever you want.
Go watch Game of Thrones.
Oh, I still have to watch that from last week. Actually, I had a couple of episodes, people were like, oh, I'm going to skip Game of Thrones. I'm like, all right, I guess, well, it's on Sunday, but people time shift. You can watch this over and over again.
Yeah, you guys, I mean, totally. I mean, this is definitely a program that I'm sure you're going to want to come back to time and time again and refresh your memory and relive the experience.
Right. And you know what? But there is something to that that gets overlooked, is that if you are new to Hangouts or you're hanging out, you don't really know someone, not that these are going to give you, like, everything about them, but if you go back through my shows, now that I've done 30, but even the post shows, there are a lot of people that have been in them, and you can get a feel, like Mike has been in not just 2 episodes, but you've been in a lot of Conversations Plus. You really get a feel for a little bit of who they are. So if you're someone that wants to hang out with an artist or photographer or tech person or someone and you're not sure like how their personality is and what they're like, you go through and watch the shows. You can fast forward, you can rewind, you could pause, Stephen Smith, if you want to practice your own technique, whatever it may be. So this one, technically, this one is quite different. You got some props.
Yeah, well, in this one, since I'm usually drawing people however they look at the moment, if somebody's wearing, a headset or a microphone, or if they've got something covering part of their face, I'll just draw it how it is. And so obviously in this one, the guy had on a headset, and frankly, to some degree, those of us that have hung out with him before would probably agree that that's almost like a trademark look for him. It seems like he's always got it on. I don't know. I mean, if,
yeah, probably. I would say, though, it looks like he's wearing a hat or a do-rag or...
Yeah, he was wearing, like, a beanie or something.
Beanie, okay. But he doesn't normally wear a beanie,
I don't think he normally wears a beanie.
Yeah. That was the only thing throwing me, and then, so when I saw it, I'm like, I know that the face came at me right away, and the face felt very body paint-like to me for some reason. I don't know why. Not that you body paint, but yeah, because no one knows who it is. But,
I'm sure at this point nobody's been able to guess. So
nobody. We haven't given any clues.
No.
And yeah, of course it's Paul Roustan. Oh wow, Tim Clary and Elaine are like kicking butt. Like Elaine, I think Elaine's just faster at tagging, maybe. Oh look, Amanda Rochelle Lawrence. Like she almost forgot. You forgot? Oh!
That's not okay. You can't do that.
You're going to get slapped. You know what's great about her forgetting is that she can watch it almost immediately after and feel like it's live. So what you don't know, man, is that I might have said your name at the beginning of the show. No, I didn't. But, yeah. Anyway, yeah, so that's Paul Roustan. And the interesting thing about this is it looks almost like he might have a mustache, but it's sort of like a shadow, right? And there's shadows, but...
With Paul Roustan, it's always that way. I mean, you can't really tell whether or not he has the ability to grow facial hair or not. I think it's one of those things where, when he gets up in the morning and he's getting ready, he gets out a little of that body paint, brushes it across his upper lip, and, by the time he's hanging out in the evening, it's kind of, it's worn off a little bit. It's faded, and maybe a little bit smeary. And so really his mustache, kind of looks like, badly drawn on, circus makeup. And that's okay, because we like him no matter what, even if nobody can pronounce his last name.
That is true. Nobody can pronounce his last name. Roustan, yeah. But it's Roustan, I think. Roustan? One of those. He'll tell us. Tim Clary will tell me in 2 seconds. You idiot! You should know! You like New York City Earl, and then I even went to his exhibit, and I did the body painting. You should check that one out. There's a half-naked girl. If you're like, oh, I want to see half-naked girls, well, you could put up, if you want to pull up LL, you want to pull her up real quick or not really? I mean, it's up to you. That might be too sensitive to you for showing the show. For you, for her.
I don't have any problem with that. I will. I'll pull it up.
And then we'll move on.
I'll find the one that is safe.
No, you can even show the one that's not safe because it's in the middle of the broadcast and it's a drawing, and I think it's fine. Whatever, it's your choice. The talented Mike Searle is here on Hangout Conversations. He's not pictured right now. That is actually Paul Roustan. Oh, there we go.
There we go. So
guess who that is? So this one is a little different because, I mean, you're capturing her essence, but she's specifically posing for you versus just being, in a hangout. Mm-hmm. So what was that experience like meeting her? And we'll say who it is afterwards, but, did you met her and then you did this, or did you have like a normal meeting before this, or?
Mm-hmm. Well, as an artist, I'm always looking for new people to draw, and new ways to do it. So, I mean, in this case, there's an area in town here that's a little bit seedy. So I went there, shelled out a few dollars, and after we were done, no, I'm totally kidding about all of that. So.
Oh yeah, no, totally. No, I totally knew you were kidding.
So,
I was just letting you go along with it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
You're ready for me to stop you like I normally do? Okay.
Yeah, I was waiting for you. Totally bailed on me. No, in this case, yeah, this was
just some girl you met in a dark alley, and she looked like some girl on Plus. And
yeah, no, yeah, this person, I met them on Google Plus, and we hung out fairly often, and she contacted me about a picture, and I said, okay, well, tell me what you're wanting, and so she told me a little bit about it, and I said, well, what you're telling me is cool and all, but maybe you should take it to the next level and do something really, really cool, really awesome, something that's going to blow people away. And she agreed to it, obviously, and I was really a little bit surprised. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't entirely, believe that somebody would be willing to do that, but she did, and I was really pleased with it, and I think she was too. So I'm very, very satisfied with how that came out.
yeah, no, and it's a great picture. And Laura Lee Littleworth, that's who it is. And I think people guessed by now. Probably Elaine beats him. Yeah, and so this is it is very seductive. It is very pretty. It's not just pretty, but it's it's with the bra strap coming down on the shoulder. It's pretty seductive. And is that so? You guys discussed fully, or just?
We did, yeah. Usually, with pretty much all of my clients, I want to have a pretty good idea of what it is that they want to achieve, both in the straightforward visual appearance of it, but also in the feel of it, how it feels as far as aesthetics and mood, and if there's any particular emotion that they want to try to convey. So yeah, I worked with her over a period of several days to kind of iron that out, and then as I was working on it, I would give her periodic updates on, okay, well, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? Are you okay with this? And so we really, even though I was the one drawing it, I gave her room to kind of direct that, and ultimately, come up with a picture that both of us could be really pleased with.
And you did like how many? I think you presented 3 or so, or 4, and you did that many. You did more. I don't remember the exact number.
Well, in this one, I did 2 versions.
Okay.
One of which is this one here. The other version is one where there is more skin, and so I'm not showing that one because even though this is a hangout, and and it's probably we're all adults here. At the same time, I want to respect her privacy.
But if people do want to see that, they can see it on your Google Plus profile, or
they can attempt to, if Google Plus will unblock that image for me.
Oh, that's
hear that, guys? So.
Oh, that's interesting. So Google Plus has had censorship issues.
Yeah.
I know that Paul has had dealing with them, and he's a body painter that you saw earlier, that he's been on the show, and he's been pretty successful at getting his work back up, right? I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully he is. I think Paul's actually gonna possibly meet someone that has some pull around here. I heard. Maybe he'll put in a word about your stuff and get you back and running. And
yeah, Paul.
Do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's interesting too because they were doing that before there were minors on here, or officially minors on here. Now the minors are allowed to be on here. Maybe they're more cautious. I don't know. Well, it is the internet.
I completely understand the need for some level of moderation. I don't have any problem with that because there are people on here that either maybe shouldn't see certain things or don't want to see certain things, and so I'm completely cool with people, having some control over what they see. What I wish was available was a better implementation where, maybe as an artist, if I post something and I think that it could be offensive to somebody or could be construed as not safe for work or something like that, you know, if it's adult material, maybe there would be some way that I could flag it that way in advance so that people would only see it if they'd marked on their, you know, preferences that they wanted to see that kind of stuff. And that way, hopefully less stuff would need to be blocked, and people would have a greater level of control over what they see organically, you know, rather than, you know, having to go to somebody, you know, with some level of authority and say, hey, can you fix this?
Right. Customization, and that's what you were talking about with the incoming before earlier. Just the idea that, you know, let the user decide what they would like and what they would like not like, and you know that to me, some people might say that's a little MySpace-ish, and I know with MySpace it was just about being able to control what your profile looked like in that aspect. And everyone had, you know, different profiles and colors, and even YouTube can do that to a degree. But I think I get the uniformity of Plus, and I think that everyone's profile and all that stuff should be the same as far as what people see. But if you, the user, like the way you see it, I think it should be customization, at least be customizable, so me, the user, you know, can control, you know, and I know they say circle and all that, but even with circles, there's no way, that is a big thing with Google Plus, is that as cool as circles are, there's no way to know for a fact what someone will post. So, you know, you might get an idea, oh, that person's kind of always posts like that, or is always posting this or that, but, you know, at any given point, someone can post something and be like, wow, I've never seen them post that before, you know, and it is what it is. I mean, we're human beings. We're not machines. So, well, some of us, but yeah, we're not machines. Cool. Yeah, I mean, you know, your time is a little bit short. We're into Conversations Plus. I usually do the whole wrap up. You know, what you like to see, what you wouldn't like to see, cat pictures, dog pictures. If you want to add Mike's answers on that, which I'm pretty sure they haven't changed, you can go watch Byron Rempel's episode. I'm sure I think he answers it on there. You know, we asked Mike what but of course things have changed since October. So what is there a few things that we haven't discussed since October that has changed for you in your life and art in Google Plus? You want to talk about influences, work, new artists, new people you discovered that you really like that need more attention? Anything that you want to put out there?
Yeah. Well, definitely, you know, being on here has given me the opportunity to build a really great network of not just people that are good connections, but people that I really consider to be legitimate friends. And that's been great. But, you know, beyond that, yeah, it's been great to build, you know, some measure of exposure. And believe me, I mean, I'm by no means like the most well-known person on here, but there are, you know, there are people that see the work that I do and they like it. And as an artist, at the end of the day, that's really what I want. I just want people to see my work and like it. So it's given me some opportunities to be able to do some additional things, whether it's, you know, additional work or events or projects. I've actually got something I'm working on right now, and I can't talk about any details, but I'm working on something really big, and my hope is that within maybe 2 months or 3 months, it's a fairly big project, I'm going to be able to start talking about it publicly, and it's a big deal, and I think I know it's something that's going to be able to make a difference in people's lives, and I really hope it's something that people really like. So I'm very excited about that. And yeah, as far as other people, you know, I'll give a shout out to a couple. If you want some really awesome music from somebody that's kind of newer to the space and maybe doesn't have as many followers, check out Yuki Smith. Awesome piano player. I guess that's a pianist if you want to be official.
Yes.
And
it is a big word there. Like,
and you can also check out May Fong Robinson.
Wow, you pulled that one out.
Yeah, she does incredible digital illustrations that, I mean, blow me out of the water. They're just insane with how awesome they are. And then of course, you know, there's the usual.
The usuals.
You know, the Tim Clarys and the Heather Fays
and the Paul Roustan, the Ryan McStickle, yeah.
They're just
Aaron Wood. Yeah, well, not Aaron Wood. Yeah, all right.
Nobody cares.
Nobody really cares. Yeah, John Levy, who was the guy I mentioned earlier, or Levi, one of those. He's a guitar player too. So very cool, Mike Searle. I wish we had more time with you. Hopefully, we have a little bit of time to sneak in a Conversations Plus and join us. I will invite, if you want in, Elaine, Tim, Krista, anyone else watching that wants into Conversations Plus to talk to Mike live and ask him to do something like dance or even draw something like.
I dance quite well.
Amanda Rochelle Warren, I heard that about you. You're quite an exquisite dancer. There's that word again.
They do say that about me. I've definitely got, you know, the white man shuffle down pretty well.
White man shuffle is good.
Yeah,
that's. I would like to see. In fact, when we hurl, we're going to do it on air, and we'll do one of those where we can see the whole house or room.
Yeah.
And you'll do the white shuffle. We'll just
I will probably
pause for the Mike Searle white man shuffle.
Every day I'm shuffling.
Now, is the white man shuffle kind of like what they did when we took Pilgrims took the land away from the Native Americans? Is that the white man shuffle? Or?
I think that's a different usage of the term, but yeah,
Right.
it's more like...
Oh, it's a different usage by far, because I figured why not go that way? Why make it predictable? People don't watch. People don't watch. If you want predictable, go watch American Idol or I don't know.
You know who's going to win, and nobody's going to care in a year. So
yeah, it's like who I can't. Can you name what? Kelly Clarkson. There we go. And the only reason I even know is because of 40-Year-Old Virgin. Kelly Clarkson. I mean, right?
So now, since you're a 40-year-old virgin, is Kelly Clarkson somebody you think about a lot?
And I mean, I'm glad that you think I'm Steve Carell, but do I look like maybe you look a little like Steve Carell? I don't know. Kelly Clarkson, it was a joke in a movie, so the answer would be yes. I think about her.
Wait a minute. She was a joke, or she is a joke?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Because I love Kelly Clarkson.
Is there a bug coming?
No, there's just I can't think of anything funny to add to the end of that because it's preposterous in its own right. So, and nothing against Kelly Clarkson. She's perfectly.
Oh, you wouldn't mind anything.
Perfectly fine, manufactured.
She's great. She's great. Jennifer Hudson. A lot of Anyway, we're changing this show, and that's cool.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
No, it's my fault. I brought up American Idol. I take full responsibility. Next week, Jane Ellen will be here, May 3rd. Maybe you want to draw her. I don't know if you met Jane Ellen yet.
You know, we've interacted on posts, and I think I've met her in a Hangout once or twice, but we've never had a chance to talk much face to face. I assume that's because you're always monopolizing her time.
Oh, is that what I'm doing? Okay.
Well, I mean, that's how it seems.
It doesn't seem that way. I monopolize everybody's time.
Well, from what I've been able to tell, she basically does two things, and those are sleep about an hour a day and then hang out with Matthew Rappaport.
Or on Monday she does my show, and she has her own little Mikowski thing. Yeah. But no, it's a good time. She'll be here, and we'll get to the bottom of what Mike's talking about and ask her why she only sleeps an hour and only hangs out with me. But she does hang out with Mikowski and El Gray and Stephanie Wanamaker and that whole shebang. And Paulie Tent, who I had the pleasure of being on my show, who is both gay and straight, which, not that there's anything wrong with that. I believe they call that bi. But only one of those is correct. You'll have to watch my show. The other show figured out. See, that's the kind of classy stuff we do over there. We went from reviewing TV and movies to
we are all about highbrow, top-notch content on here. I mean, you're not going to get any of that, stupid kid stuff and pandering and just all of the dumb crap that people usually associate with your show.
Wow. I don't know. Whoa, I don't. Wow. Yeah, you're Mike. Yeah, thanks. That was like the most backhanded compliment. you could ever give me. And Laura Lee Littleworth says that she's mobile, she can't watch, and there's more to it, but my Google is farting. I can't.
You missed it, Laura. You missed it.
Oh, you missed it. It's not like we showed you naked a million times. What?
You did. It was incredible.
It was incredibly incredible.
We actually,
wow.
You guys didn't notice because this is not actually live, but
yeah.
Matthew actually, we had to take a little break for him to go take a cold shower, and then he came back, and he was all dripping, and it was kind of creepy, but
you know what I call that, Mike? I call that the white man shuffle. It was the white man shuffle that I was doing for you. That requires no clothes, only dripping of sweat and shower wetness.
And on that note.
And then after that, we're having, hopefully, guitarist Matt Gibson, and then a special treat, literally, I hopefully will be going to Lee Allison's abode, and he will cook for me, and I will be in the same space with him at the same time.
That sounds good.
That would be nice, and that should be a lot of fun if we get that out.
Bacon?
Hopefully he makes bacon, and I also hope to have the community managers of this site all together for one show when that happens. Yeah, I'm working on that very hard, but one of them is in London, and one of them is here, and one of them is there. But I might get maybe 2 more viewers if I get all 4 Google Plus community managers.
I'll bet you get at least 2 apiece. 2 apiece.
I might get 8 viewers, for sure. It does help that 2 of the 4 are women, and 1 of the 4 has a pretty epic mustache.
Is that one of the women, or?
That I would say no. That would be actually. That would be Brian Rose, who has.
I knew what you meant.
No, I knew you knew what I meant. I'm just letting people out there know that he is the only Asian man I know that has not only a mustache but full. No, I'm sure there are plenty of Asian men.
So what are you saying about Asians?
I am saying that they are the second half of Caucasian. What? I have no idea what I'm saying. It's just a word. We're all people. We're just ordinary people digging holes. So thanks to everyone watching Hangout Conversations. Join us on Conversations Plus. I'll have Mike Searle do a quick drawing of everybody in the 5 minutes that we have with him, and he will then run back to tuck his awesome daughter in. Maybe he'll tuck his awesome daughter in and give the wife a little snooky cookie, and then he'll come back. I don't know. Maybe. Or not. Nice.
Yeah. So it happens.
So, yes. Make it happen. Mike, you want to say something funny before I say goodbye?
You put me on the spot like that, and I'm just no good at it.
That was funny. You're a funny dude, not just because you're full of hair. So see you next week, Thursday. Maybe we'll start on time. That's up to you. That's up to me. That's up to my guests. That's up to Google Plus. That's up to the guy in the rocket ship, as well as the guy behind the curtain. That curtain. So until next time, go and make it happen. Go do a little white man shuffle. In fact, if you would record yourself doing a white man shuffle and plus tag me and Mike Searle so we can reshare it, I will
totally reshare that.
Yes, so that's what we need to do. We need to. All these people are like, all right, hashtagging trending and respawn and bacon and cupcakes and testicles and awesome. You know what? White man shuffle. That is the new trend. White man shuffle. Yeah. And it's not just a tag. We want you to do a white man shuffle.
You heard it here first.
Yes, Hangout Conversations. Please do a white man shuffle. Till next time, I don't know how to do a white man shuffle. If that just means me moving, then Mike, do your white man shuffle. White man shuffle. White man shuffle. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.